I've recently been talking about heavy energy around a lot of us that are in these same vibrations together and experiencing similar pathways through different displays. So this is why I share, because I know a lot of you will resonate. Oftentimes when we are sensitive to the energies and it filters through us, it manifests into illness within our physical body. Now, the reason why I'm a big believer in this happening to us is because it needs to come to a head. We accumulate so much. Some of us are absorbers of energy, and this is why I tell you to protect your energy field. It's very important. I put myself out there when I do videos like this and I get heavy energy projection. Without a doubt, it comes with it, but I get it regardless anyway. Some of us are just souls that are here to experience a lot of everything and be very aware of it, so we can actually offer a different way of stepping through life in order to defeat this heaviness within our world. And I do very much believe this is why I am challenged a lot of the time with heavier emotions, be it something that people will understand or not. It's okay. I'm not here to, you know, tell anybody or insist that my way of looking at life is correct. It's just, this is what works for me and how I cope through, you know, what I go through. And I offer it out for anybody else who can benefit in the same way. We are constantly battling ourselves on a daily basis. If you watch, there's no point in trying to fight our darker aspects of ourselves, and this is why I surrender to it all. I am able to see moments where we allow our own shadows to get the better of us and we just let it run wild, you know, but I will always catch it and pull myself back in alignment as best as I possibly can. Sometimes I succeed very quickly in it, other times maybe slower, and that's okay too. I embrace it all. I'm very real about all of it and very transparent. I don't try to act like I walk in this high vibration all the time. For me, it's a matter of acknowledging the fact that I am human, that I will be faced with contrast consistently. This is part of my experience here. So while I am going through the heavier aspects within my energy, I'm always still searching for my light to come back into balance, to find that higher energy frequency and pull myself back into that, into alignment for that abundant energy to flow through. But I also understand that that darkness is what I pull in a lot of the time, because that moment of being challenged within those darker vibrations, that is where I grow the most. This is what fuels me to drive forward and overcome all of that heaviness, is that search for better. Without that heaviness running through me, I can't aim for better. This is what keeps us frequently moving forward. So I embrace it all. And this is what I encourage within anybody, to not hold this high expectation of having to be in a high frequency all the time. It's so much pressure to expect this from oneself. It's so much pressure to expect it off anybody as well, that they must sit in this high frequency all the time. It's not possible. But when you can call yourself out on your self-sabotaging behaviors, if you find that you've dished out that heavier energy at any point, that you've projected it out of you onto anybody around you, own it. That's all you ever need to do, is own it. Acknowledge it. Don't try to let your ego take over and keep justifying the behaviors that run through you like this. When you own it and you shed light on it, you are able to move on from it. This is what works for myself. But take note of people taking advantage of your acknowledgement of these moments that run through you, which run through all of us. Some people will grab onto it when they see that you have acknowledged this part of yourself and you call yourself out. A lot of the time they feel justified to act out almost as a sense of punishment onto you for being real, for being transparent, for being very human. This is when you guard yourself, because people will pull you down. I say this so often. It is like this never-ending war that takes place within the psyche of ourselves first and foremost, always having to feel like we need to justify ourselves. When you know you walk with integrity, and I say this often, when you know yourself, you choose to follow a moral compass. When you know that there are certain lines that you draw in the sand that you do not cross, and that you do not set out to hurt anybody, that you at least, in the least, hold yourself to a certain point of integrity where you would not lower your standards, dish out ugly treatment that would intentionally subject somebody to pain and suffering, then you embrace your humanity completely. And if you do act out of pure ego, unable to look at yourself and hold yourself accountable, and you can literally step in ways that is from this pure point of retaliation from that raw emotion that runs through you, that you don't care, you don't think twice, you're irrational with the way you step, then you need to be alone and truly work on yourself. There's no two ways about it, because that's where the damage gets done, where hurt people continue to hurt people. For me, I can receive all the hurt, it doesn't matter, I still have a moral compass. There's a certain point that runs through me that will always show me straight up what another person would feel if I were to act upon an ugly emotion that runs through me initially. And I could never do it because I felt it. I felt what it means to be treated like rubbish. When you understand what it feels like to be projected upon in such low vibrational ways, you can choose all the time to either subject yourself to mirroring back that same behavior onto others, or you can choose the higher road and walk in your light and reflect a better behavior where you are able to hold on to your self-respect and dignity and choose to walk in your light and project something better, what you would rather have taken place for yourself. This is what I choose for me all the time. I choose to step in ways that I would like to receive that treatment, be it that I'm in that situation and somebody is on the receiving end or somebody is on the dishing out end. That is how I would choose. That is what I would like to be treated like. So I treat people the way I like to be treated all the time. Not everyone would do this. You have to be okay with this. You have to not let their behavior and their treatment upon you break you down, because this is the sabotaging thing that happens to us internally within our psyche. We can allow the treatment other people choose to dish out on us, we can allow it to break us down because we care, because we think differently. We expect people to think like us. But you need to understand that no, people do not think like you. It doesn't mean that you should become them and behave in the ways that they behave. People will often justify it just because of their perception they hold within themselves, about themselves. They will interpret you to be low, as in the acts that they could do to you. They will then justify it within their mind that you are exactly like how they are. You don't even need to understand it. You don't even need to think like that. The truth is, people will perceive you as they perceive themselves. A lot of people within themselves, that thought pattern that plays out within their mind, if they turn you into this awful human being and you are not like that at all, stop trying to prove yourself to people. This is the thing. You cannot prove yourself to people who have not met themselves deep enough to understand that their way of looking at life through their own lens, that is theirs to own. Theirs. They need to hold themselves accountable for the way they interpret everybody outside of them to be. We do not look at our worlds from the same lens. We are all so uniquely different. We all so uniquely interpret our worlds from the way we view our true deeper self. That is our core belief system right there. It starts with us, the individual. When we have self-love, we will be able to always acknowledge our crappy behavior, embrace our very human crappy behaviors, and then come back to that place of balance where we don't allow those negative, that shadow voice within our mind take over us and interpret people to carry those shadows within them to the same degree as what we have within us. We all have our way of seeing through the shadow lens, but we all have our way of seeing through the light lens. You just need to protect your energy. Don't allow people to come in and distract you from your purpose, your light, your drive to do better for yourself. This is the never-ending battle that takes place with a lot of us who want better for ourselves. Whenever we are on that road to doing well for ourselves and making life better and feel better, this is when they come out of the woodworks and they really will try to manipulate within your energy, because while they hold you back, it makes them feel justified for them to sit in their low frequencies too. Do not stay there. No matter how much it is hard for you to move on from it, you have to weigh up for yourself. How much do I want better? That is it. That's all you need to draw a line and say, this is the way I'm walking. You do not cross my boundaries here. I want better for myself. If you'd like to walk this pathway alongside me, great. You need to step over this and choose better for yourself, because I'm not going backwards. I'm not going to allow myself to get stuck and manifest blockages within my world. It serves goodness within you, and it serves goodness in everybody who enters your world when you put up those solid boundaries and you don't let people bring you down. You need to first understand that you must be chosen first and foremost each and every time for yourself, for your higher self, for you to actually continuously feel that you are on the right track. We can go backwards very quickly within our own state of existing. We can completely regress. We can allow it to accumulate into this heavy vibration until it becomes a manifestation within our body. Our body will start to show these systematic responses. We start to get ill. We start to feel run down. We start to feel off. We just can't make sense of it. This is why you need to clear your energy. You need to come back to you. It is a purge that is trying to come out of you. It is a heavy energy that is trying to clear from your system. Allow it. Embrace it. Pull yourself away from the world and sit with it. Start to do certain practices that will help you clear this negative energy. For me, it is walking, in the mountains, walking along the beach. It is listening to frequencies that open up our chakra systems, unblocking all that pent-up toxicity that runs through us, all the things that are going to lift us up into a higher vibration. You have to intentionally choose it. If you feel heavy, you have to intentionally walk that path of clearing it out. I just want to offer this out because, yes, this is what runs through us. It's very human. It's very normal for us to go through our up and down moments in life. This is normal. It's okay. Don't be down on yourself. When you catch it, step differently. Prioritize yourself. Clear out the heavy energies, because you always have that power to choose better for yourself. That is what I do with myself. I just wanted to put that out there for whoever needed to hear it today. It's okay to regress sometimes, but when you catch it, know that you have complete control over taking your power back. Until the next video, much love to you all. Take care.